Treating others as you would have them treat you. The golden rule, the words of Christ from his Sermon on the Mount. Seemingly incontrovertible stuff, even to those who do not have faith. Unless, of course, you're the president. And then men like Congressman Phil Gingrey walk out of the National Prayer Breakfast even as you're speaking. And Senator Orrin Hatch of Utah says this.
Someone needs to remind the president that there was only one person who walked on water, and he did not occupy the Oval Office.
It's a shame, really, that neither paid attention to the president's speech, because parts of it were aimed directly at them.
Sometimes we talk about respect, but we don't act with respect towards each other during the course of these debates.
Congressman Elijah Cummings of Maryland joins us now. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Martin.
If this is truly one nation under God, why would Congressman Gingrey find it so offensive that the president based his concern for the poor on Scripture? Why would this make him walk out?
I cannot understand it, Martin. I am the son of two Pentecostal ministers, and I've been taught all my life that we're supposed to take care of the poor. As a matter of fact, Matthew 25 is an area in the Bible that most Christians are very familiar with. And I think that's basically what the president was saying, but I thought it was extremely disrespectful for my colleague, Mr. Gingrey, to do that. And I think that we've just got to change the climate here in Washington and treat each other with greater respect. And there's something that's very significant about the President of the United States addressing members of Congress or anybody. There is a respect for that office. President Barack Obama is the President of the United States, and I think Mr. Gingrey owes him an apology.
We all know that politics is a rough business, but this was the National Prayer Breakfast.
Yes.
This was not an occasion where the president was promoting the American Jobs Act or promoting the salvation of the motor industry. He was quoting Scripture and referring to the poor, and yet, notwithstanding the content of what he said, it was still enough for a congressman to be disrespectful to the office of the president.
I got to tell you, Martin, I was extremely disappointed. And again, I think it sends the wrong message to our constituents and to young people, too. The office of the president is so significant, and I would hope that Mr. Gingrey would have listened very carefully, and also my good friend Mr. Hatch. Senator Hatch. I was kind of very surprised about Senator Hatch. Should have listened carefully to his speech, and would have been open to how the president views his faith, his Christianity, as something that guides him in his decisions on a day-to-day basis. And he was talking about something that's very, very important to him, and that is trying to lift up our neighbors, lift up the people that we represent who may not be doing as well as others.
Indeed, notwithstanding the good news that we've had today about jobs numbers, and as you know, these are extremely encouraging figures, we're hearing from people like Mitt Romney, who talk about not caring or being concerned about the very poor. I haven't had the opportunity, sir, to ask you, but what was your reaction when you heard a candidate for the presidency saying something like that?
Well, I found it very unfortunate. Martin,
we're actually, sir, watching him at a rally live even as you speak in Nevada, in Elko, at a major rally. And sorry, continue.
I grew up poor. My mother and father were former sharecroppers, and they had very little money. But because of an America that opened many doors for me, I became a lawyer and became a member of the Congress of the United States of America. And there are a lot of people who are coming through some very difficult times. And I think America, we've gained our reputation as a great society based on the way we've treated each other, lifting each other up, defending each other. And, you know, I think that Mr. Romney has to remember that he's trying to occupy the White House, and he needs to be clear that he's going to represent all people, and he needs to take perhaps some lessons from the president. Maybe he needs to go back and listen to the president's prayer breakfast speech.
Indeed. And it's not just the You were at the testimony of Attorney General Eric Holder, where Republicans accused him of conducting a cover-up related to the controversial Fast and Furious program. But you also heard not one iota of evidence to substantiate what is, in fact, an impeachable offence. Has the Fast and Furious investigation now turned into yet another partisan witch hunt?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I said that during the hearing. The Republicans have been investigating the Attorney General for some 10 months. They brought in 22 witnesses, Martin. They called them in. We've investigated together, and not one of those 22 witnesses said they ever said to the Attorney General or talked to him about these improper tactics with regard to Fast and Furious. And it was very, very clear that this was a bottom-up operation. And as a matter of fact, when the Attorney General found out about it, he immediately said, look, I'm not going to have this. He immediately asked for an investigation by the IG. And clearly, the Republicans and my good friend, Chairman Issa, made a lot of allegations. But now they have to backtrack on those allegations because they simply were not able to prove, not one that I could see. And again, we are basing this on the very evidence that they presented.
Indeed. And once again, the reputation of Congress is soiled. Congressman Elijah Cummings, thank you, sir, for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you.